Mike the Ref Maloney, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight. It's
Let's go! Let's go!
Third! Super Kick Party! Yeah, pay the money for that. No one.
And of course, you gotta get the coffin spin.
Hey, yo, 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 and away we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday Night Collision edition of the AEW Sidecast here. It is a fun night, a warm night, a lot warmer than I expected up here in Canada, as we are getting ready for what I think is going to be a very special episode of Dynamite, or Collision tonight. We got 3 Owen Hart tournament matches. That's why I got the Owen Hart shirt on. That and the fact I just got home from work, so I wanted to make sure I put something plausible and pleasing on. But, yeah, we get Athena's singles debut in AEW. Well, I guess she was in the Owen Hart tournament 2 years ago, but we get Athena versus Harley Cameron. We also get Jamie Hayter versus Billy Starks, so... And plus, we also get to see Brody King taking on Konosuke Takeshita in the final quarterfinal for the men's. So, we're going to have the quarterfinals all done by the end of tonight. Hey, Jay Quick. Hey, Zodiac. How y'all doing tonight? Want to see how FTR responds to Shivani? Yeah, that's going to be an interesting setup here tonight with what happened with Shivani and his comments towards FTR. Do they snap back at him? Do they cause undue headache? It could be possible. I'm sad. I cannot have you drink from the knowledge learning tree anymore. Well, I'd say pour one out, but I got carpet here, so we're not going to do that tonight. So, I will take a sip, of course. Thank you for the hydrate. For old time's sake. It's always great, you know. And my old-fashioned iced tea here. Thank you for the swig. So yeah, was watching WWE's greatest moments right ahead of Collision again tonight, so things are a little bit back to normal. Another big opportunity. Has Ovi beat the... Oh yeah, he beat it a while ago, Zodiac. I think it was against the Islanders last Sunday. Yeah, they stopped the game and everything. Ovi beat it, yeah, I think it was last Sunday. Where he beat Gretzky's goal scoring record. Now I want the Caps to win the Cup. Well, let's not go too far. The reason I don't want the Caps to win the Cup is pretty much the same reason why I don't want the Habs to win the Cup. I've always had this innate fear, if Montreal ever wins the Stanley Cup again, they're going to... take the cup back to Quebec, and then they're going to build that infamous border, which they've always said they always wanted around Quebec, so you know they're their own country. Now with the Caps, I feel the same way, except I think Ovi's going to take it to Russia, and then they're going to hold it hostage. Harley for TBS champ? I don't know about that one. So last week, Jamie Hayter... Look, we can negotiate. We'll take Quebec off your hands. We have someone crazy enough to accept... Maybe. Let's give you that one there. So, our main event last week on Collision is going to be our opening match tonight. You know that's a little bit of a boost, the fact that they're actually going to give that. Well, of course, we're going to hear from Monet after Athena wins, right? And we're going to get the first hint from Tony Storm about who's going to win the title. Oh, they're doing the men's main event. Okay. Fair enough. Brody King and Takeshita deserve a main event spot, right? So let's not
world title, John Moxley is, right now, as you know, the AEW World Champion. But John Moxley now, we have some, what I think is very important news when you hear about an injury. But Wednesday, Pat was hurt in his match that he had on TBS.
That's what I thought.
He is unable to defend the Trios Championship. John Moxley has now stepped in as the interim champion, and going forward, he will be defending that title, including on Wednesday, Nigel, when we have...
This tells me more and more that the Ops are going to win the title on Wednesday. They threw that graphic up a little early, didn't they? 2 belts box. I think that's going to be for 4 days. I honestly think the Ops win it. If they keep it, you know, it just seems a little WWE 2K25-ish, if you ask me. All right, well, Shivani's a little bit skeltered right now, and I think I know why. Because we know what's about to happen here, folks. Cash not even wearing a logo out, just straight black. So just a quick note tonight for anybody that's making plans for the whole night here on stream. We're only going to be recording 1 episode of 2K25 tonight, rather than 2. Just because of the release schedule coming up here, we're not going to have too many here, so. I find it funny. I really wonder what's going to happen here. Is Shivani just going to get run over? It very well could be the fact that Shivani gets written off here for a little bit. Shadow Machine to Tony. I don't know. I don't know if Tony could handle it based on, you know, how he is, what, 60-some? Please run Shivani over. Nice. Nice, STG. I'll just call it advance right now. But as you always know, you know, when it's FTR and this crazy stuff, you know, there's a little bit of drama. Get the Wambulance on standby. Forgive me about the cough. That's the only thing I got left here in this stupid cold we've had. By the way, good to see you, STG. Hey, Nats Fat. Good to see you, too. Nobody wants to see Cash tonight, apparently. So why'd you screw him over?
But the more Dax talked, the more sense it made. And the more sense it made, the more it pissed me off because I wanted him, I needed him to be wrong. But I knew, I could feel I was wrong. And the more I watched the moves Adam Copeland made backstage, the more I watched the moves Adam Copeland made against FTR's careers, the more I understood.
Against FTR's careers?
Copeland. He held down FTR. He held down our careers to lift up his own. And so in Philadelphia,
You always got to remember something when you're dealing with a situation like this.
I saw Copeland laying his
Every villain thinks he's a hero of his own story.
moment.
And as long as you remember that,
And I knew what had to happen, and I knew I had to be the one to do it. Adam may have helped me out when I was a young kid that I had nothing to do, but he still saw me as that helpless kid, and I am not that anymore. He didn't respect me as a man.
no respect, no nothing.
Me, you have to pay. We are living legends, and we will be treated as such. Listen, hey, I know there's
Watch Windy City right? No, I haven't, Nats. I was actually recording a couple videos that are going to be coming up over here the next week, so. Yeah, no, you know what? After FTR's done here, I'll explain a little bit what's going on here for the next week, because it's going to be a lot of fun, actually.
Last week, I saw a sign in the crowd that said, "Why FTR, why?" And as cliche as that is, I thought to myself, well, why not? Instead of asking us why, you should be thanking us. You should be thanking us because
Once again, heroes of their own story.
everything he wanted. Adam Copeland was begging for relevancy in 2025 at the expense of the absolute best tag team in this world, and we gave it to him.
Hey, McGee, good to see you here. We're still seeing Shivani still alive yet, so it's always a good side here, so.
I've been racking my brain. What can I say to all you people to make you realize what we did was justified and it clicked?
Nothing. There's nothing you can say to justify this.
If any of you agree with us, what we did was right.
Okay. This story would be better if we didn't do the hurricane relief.
An explanation.
Touche.
Here, okay, let's run it down. For 4 months we waited. 4 long months we waited with nothing to do. We were completely irrelevant for 4 months, and the only thing that was planned for us was to be Adam Copeland's brand new edgeheads. We put our career on hold so Adam Copeland could chase his glory days and win one more.
So how long till MJF and FTR get back together? I don't know if we'll ever go that way, McGee. It would be interesting to see.
Adam, we've won 10 world titles across 7 worldwide brands, and you want us to take a backseat to you? You're selfish. You're too damn selfish to see where the issue is.
See, we're hearing this selfish comment before, so.
Than Adam Copeland to end his career side by side with FTR and ride off in the sunset. But just like every wrestler in Adam Copeland's position, you are too damn selfish.
Where did we hear that before? It's no disrespect to the or loss they had in the rain. But come on, Dax, we all know you're neighbors. The curtain's pulled back too far. No, that's what they're talking about. Like, they are neighbors. And as neighbors, we always tried to be the neighborly thing, to be the good guy, right? You can hate your neighbors. Most people do. I don't mind my neighbors. I've only yelled at one of them.
Who are not happy with us. I also understand there's a couple of people out here who aren't happy with us either.
Here comes Shivani's part. That's why he moved to the country. Ah, damn it.
I just want to talk to him. Come on. Stay where you are. Sorry. Sure, what I did have to be said. Tony, listen to me. Don't be Tony.
There, that's better. Even Nigel knows this is a bad idea. I get it. Like,
You have no idea.
there's no way they're going to do anything to...
Tony, this week on Dynamite, you had some choice words for myself and Cash. Funny, we were hundreds of miles away, and you had a lot of ill will to spew to
I don't think so. I don't think they do that. I don't think Tony would ever put himself in a position to do that move.
fans are booing you guys for a reason. When you guys arrived here, everybody loved you. We loved you. I loved you. You brought tag team wrestling back to where it should be. But then in one fell swoop, you turned your back on the man who helped you guys in your career. He's not stopping. He wasn't stopping. Okay, Tony, that's enough. Okay. That's enough for you, Tony.
See, now that he's actually,
There was one other thing that you said, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think it had something to do with my family. Yeah. It has to do with your daughter, who, as we all know, who was in wrestling and backstage. She's a wonderful young lady, makes straight A's in school.
Tony should have listened to Nigel.
Should be. But I was wondering, Dax, how she felt going to school on Monday, when all the kids would say to her, Dad turned his back on one of his best friends.
Wow, here we go. You know, Shivani's not hiding it. I like this. I like the honesty. And the fact that Dax is going to be... No way. Nope, not going to happen. Nigel stepped up. Nigel's actually stepping up. Now he's going to eat the pile driver. Nigel versus Dax would be a solid angle if Nigel could handle it. Oh. 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 Nay. I don't see this happening anytime soon. They're looking for backup. Nigel and Danielson versus FTR in Texas. That would be a bit of a dream match.
It was not a good decision to get in the ring, Nigel. But these guys have to know for crying out loud. I'm okay, Danny. Thank you. You can't trust them. I've never been so disappointed in 2 men in my life. You ever do that again, I'll kill you. No, stop it. I'm sorry. I'll listen to you from now on. But it had to be said. It had to say the booze. They don't want to listen to it. Jeez.
Danielson said he'll be there. Well, we never know, right?
Coming up next, we are going to have a match in the women's division. And let's take a look at the bracket right now. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I'm kind of...
Everything's a little bit all over the place, and I don't mind that. This is actually nice. Hey, KJ, how you doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I got the Owen Hart tournament shirt, the Owen Hart shirt, as we're dealing with 2 big matches in the Owen Hart tournament. No, I was just reading up on the Fightful site. By the way, Tony Storm's talking. Sorry.
I thought I was being mugged on Thanksgiving. Nevertheless, I mean to tell you that this whole you all adore, this slutty comfort match, this trap, is still a trap. But enough of this gate banter. The Owen Hart Foundation tournament has begun, and the winner goes on to All In for a shot at the AEW Women's World Championship.
Does she sound like those World War II news reports?
You've ever seen. Billy Starks, you Johnny come lately, milked breath, knobbly-kneed little brat. I will make a woman out of you. Harley Cameron, call me Jim Henson, because I will wear you on my wrist and make you sing Rainbow Connection. Wrong picture. Next. Mercedes Monday, our CEO. What an unfortunate day.
Fallon announcer, maybe.
401k, and put you so deep in a recession you'll have to drink my bathwater. Chris Stefan.
Wow.
My God, what a woman. Avina, you may be the Ring of Honor Forever champion, but you'll last about 2 minutes.
Oh, Fallon announcer. Okay, sorry.
Take my advice. No money has ever been made from dressing like you're in a different era. And as for me,
Ha! You hear that?
eating veal parmigiana. But that's not the kind of woman I am.
JB Hayter, nobody's ever been made by dressing from another genre or another timeline.
I'll always be timeless.
Yeah, that is a great line, Nigel. But yeah, we got JB and Billy coming up right off the bat here tonight. Hope everybody's doing well as we're getting fired up here. That was a very heartfelt moment, and I do think we're probably going to get Daniel Garcia and Nigel McGuinness versus FTR would probably be the match that I'd be looking at. I don't necessarily think we'll get Danielson involved. But yeah, just a heads up for you guys, on our YouTube channel, specifically the gaming one, coming up next week. Monday is our debut of Link's Awakening. First part of our playthrough there. Tuesday will be a replay of tonight's WWE 2K25 IGM mode. Next Wednesday, to coincide with my guest spot on Remember the Game, I will have my first part of my playthrough of Day of Reckoning, the story mode. Right now I'm up to 3 different... I've got the first 3 parts recorded already. Just got about the first 15 weeks, I do believe, in. Or something to that effect there, so... Just a heads up for you guys. You can check that out there. The rest of the week, TBA, basically how I get it edited, so... But yeah, make sure you check it out our YouTube channel if you can. Yeah, Jay Quick, like you were saying, Nigel's a disappointing dad at Tony right now. After what happened there. Is there 5 women's segments? TK realizing finally they have the best women's... You know what? Best division's all relative. It's all how you book it. I don't know if she's showing the muscle. She's showing a damn fist in her face. And I don't really, I'm not really surprised about that. Why are you shaking hands with the left? Isn't that, like, cruel? Ooh. I think everybody's in favor of Jamie still, but Tony Nigel, well, just like everybody else said, we got to start taking away a little bit of that stuff. So the segments, we'll see how things develop with that as we go forward. I'm sure they're going to do something on Wednesday. Wednesday's going to be nuts. Our main event is probably going to be Mercedes versus the winner of Athena Harley, which, come on, let's face it, we know who's winning that. Nice job, Jamie. Just dump Billy right over the side there.
Chris Statlander and Mercedes Moné are both in the semifinals right now. The winner of this match will take on Chris Statlander. The winner of our match later on, Harley Cameron and Athena will take on...
Whichever way we go here, it's going to be a fun match. I still say it's going to be Hayter and... Oh, yeah, that's got to suck. That way that senton landed there. But yeah, we'll have to play it cool here about what's going to happen here. There's going to be a slow burn. Like I said, we got 6 weeks until we get to Double or Nothing, right? We got a couple special Fight for the Fallen and Spring Breakout next week. No, she was going to go for a senton and she knew that was through there, Tony. Come on now. Nice little spine on the pine there. So, I found it funny this week, and I just want to bring this up because, it's why I always appreciate a community like you guys and girls that just enjoy wrestling. Special note, everybody. That's what I was going to tell you as well. Collision next week. We're going to be here. Same time, different day. We're going to be here Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain. We're going to be running the same schedule. Unfortunately, our Thursday daytime stream may be delayed. I will let you guys know. More than likely, we will be delayed. Thursday night, Mike? Absolutely. Wrong button. Missed the one I was looking for here, but... Shivani's all over the place. Since it... Talk about insane for Mania Week. That week at Double or Nothing is just as wild. Under Siege Friday. Saturday, it's main event Saturday. Battleground, Double or Nothing. Yeah, like... Wrestling fans are eating well for all these weekends. Well, hell, look at what happened for All In weekend, too. Like, they got the Starcast planned. They have, I've heard some indie shows are starting to book their way into Texas for that week in July. As well as, of course, they're getting a Saturday night's main event tentatively planned there, so. Weekends are booked all first week of June. Nice. But Zodiac, I get your feeling here about the hype for Mania being down. With all due respect, and you know Mania is going to be an over-the-top show. They're going to have the grandiose features here. And they will have good matches because they have good athletes on the roster. The overall hype for the show, I saw the breakdown of the match cards for both days, and I'm just, night one, I am not feeling whatsoever at all. There's no real incentive to watch. Maybe Jay Gunther. Even that's not been done. So then you got the main event. The main event of night one, which it's going to be who's going to go home with Paul Heyman. Every title should be defended in Mania. I get it. That's, well... Let's face it, sometimes it's better not to have a title involved in the main event. Because honestly, Jay and Gunther taking over that triple threat in terms of, trying to reschedule the card. And look what's happened with AEW lately. And I just... With that main event being Moxley and Cope and Moxley, let's get it. The internet concern is not everything, and that's it. Meltzer does have a point when he talks about this stuff. Where if you look at search engine numbers and just people that are looking for the show that are not frequently on the internet, Moxley's bringing in the numbers. But at the same time, that match still was shit. Both the last pay-per-views. Yeah, Meltzer does have some points. You don't listen to everything. Don't get me wrong. Not everybody has every right idea, except for me, so let's just remember that. That Charlotte Tiffy match is just, ugh. Anything with Moxley and it hasn't been as bad lately.
You left your house and walked into mine.
Nick, throwing in a sub here. Thank you. Appreciate you joining in once again. 4 months in a row. Thank you. That's something I need to discuss with everybody here, because I did throw out an erroneous report that I know Zodiac, we were talking about this as well. I did report on here earlier that WrestleVotes did report that Britt Baker had been released for a contract. Apparently that's not the case. She's just not... She's basically Ricky Stark's territory right now. Where... Apparently after she told Serena Deeb that... when she told Serena Deeb nobody cares about her. So she's basically being starked out and staying home. I think the problem with Mox is TK wants to get out of it gracefully. He wants the right guy to have the... I think he's just going to go with what his original plan was. And we've talked about this ad nauseum about how this is going to work. And now with the Bucks interfering and where we're going towards with Anarchy in the Arena, which I think we're driving a truck right through that setup matchup. It's almost about as obvious as you get. We're going to get... Oh, okay. We're going to get Ospreay versus Moxley, and that's where that title's going to go. And we're probably looking at Hangman and Swerve versus the Bucks. The running haterade didn't do it here. Not a fan of the Bucks either, but his heels are not the... You know what? Love them, hate them, whatever you want. They're not the same way that Channel Changer, the way that a lot of people consider Mox. They're almost the exact opposite of that. And if it makes you feel any better, apparently they're joining up with the Good Brothers for a match against the War Dogs here. I saw the promo. That should just make everybody that much happier, you know. Just, you know, make everybody, oh, so much joyous. Bringing up the Good Brothers again. The Bucks make you feel one way or another. Yeah, that's true. I'm going to be the odd one and say I like the Bucks. I don't get... In many ways, I think of... I'm just honest, which is why Michael... I've kicked people out of here just because they're trying to troll. And you know what? I don't care about your take as long as you have some facts behind it. Oh, The Rock's just trying to suck up whichever way he can. Like, oh, because I wore this shirt, everybody's going to see you now. So you come join us. Yeah, exactly. I know. Pardon me, guys. Sorry. I know this is a rude of a streamer to do, but I've been having this freaking cold the last week. And everything's just... You know what? Everything just... You wonder how much is in your body, and you're still wondering how much more is going to come out. Yes, I know that can be taken bad in 6 different ways. Exactly. Well, pause. But yeah, Rock's going to do everything he can to try to influence any deal he can against AEW. Because it makes him money, right? Who's going to hit who with what here? Neither one of them's going to hit anything. That's what's going to happen here. Seriously, how you feel about Megan's main progression? Feel she's... Excuse me 1 second, STG. God damn it. I need that sound. I need that sound. I need that sound. Let's go. If we needed it anywhere, it's now. So many of my sounds, like my computer fucked up and it just I didn't get a chance to change it around like I was supposed to on Friday. I ended up recording 2 episodes of Day of Reckoning on myself, so rather than just one, and started working this other stuff. But as for Megan Bain, I think there's a lot of potential there. Honestly, if you want to get me with a team that's going to work like that, and the gimmick will work just as well, and I know that that'll work just as well. Give me Mariah May and Megan Bain. Give me Mariah May and Mega Beta as a tag team or a faction. Keep Penelope in there if you want for a third. But those two as a tag team? Heaven and hell working together the way they are? Think she needs a bit... Well, that's everybody. The look, the boing. Yeah, exactly. Like, but the thing is, you got the lady from heaven, you got the lady from hell. As Jamie finally gets the victory over Billy, after Billy did absolutely everything she could to get into it. It did look chunky in a few spots, but I will never complain about a chunky match because these ladies are working. Unlike WWE fans yesterday during that women's gauntlet at the start. That's what I was originally going to complain about. Did any of you guys see the online discourse at the beginning of the gauntlet match last night? When two women were actually wrestling? I loved it. I loved it. I hate clean wrestling. When you're talking about somebody who's a shoot fighter. I loved it. Because a woman like Shayna Baszler, honestly, she should be looking for position. She should be looking for takedown. She should be looking for arm control. And Bayley should be fighting out of it. Yeah, as the match went on, it just... I thought it was okay. You know what it reminds me of? I see it right on my screen right now. Have you seen Marina Shafir's early matches at AEW? And I'm not talking about Dark either. I'm talking about your Collision Rampage type matches. No. No, it's not. Attaboy, Mox. Chicks dig scars. Marina, you're not the champ over... Chill, chill, chill. But Moxley's saying this is the biggest match of Hook's career. No, the biggest match of Hook's career was Hook versus Samoa Joe for the world title. Way back in January of... That was 24. This is very important, too, for the fact that he's going to win the title. I totally think that the Death Riders are not keeping that title there. That way you can keep, Moxley's extra determined to keep his title while he's got everybody in the faction focused for it. Joe chokes out Mox. Maybe they get Hook to choke out Mox. Could you imagine? If Hook choked out Mox, do you imagine the pop? Yeah, Pac's got to be one of the most unlucky wrestlers in AEW, period. I know there's been some long-term injuries with Adam Cole and hell, even as we're going through here with Omega and whatnot. It's tough when you can't continually work, whether it be visa issues, whether it be injury, whether it be COVID. STG's got it lined up perfectly here. Injury, visa, COVID, injury, visa, injury. And it's just been a constant run of bad luck. And there's not much you could do for it, right? Like, you just got to basically just suck it up and move on. Like, you can't really blame the guy. Like, what? You're going to say to him, sorry, you can't, you're horrible because you keep getting injured? Well, that's said to say when your contract's coming up, not during the time that he's there. It's the same thing we do with, like, our GM mode. Like, somebody gets injured, boo-hoo, you deal with somebody else, you bring her back, nurse to health, get the morale back up, get him back in the ring. You're not going to sit there and watch them get splattered, right? Hayter and Stat will be absolutely physical. And I got a feeling that's going to be the match on the 26th. Not this Wednesday, but the Wednesday after. Because they're really going to want to have that. Well, they're going to have 3 weeks to set that match up, right? Here's my feeling. Hear me out. Because obviously we're going to get Athena and Mercedes. Mercedes cheats to beat Athena. Athena gets revenge and gets Jamie the win. We got a Gates of Agony sighting here on Collision. Who's getting murdered tonight? Do we got it already? Oh, we got it already in the ring, team. Let's go. Yeah, this won't last long. I swear to God, between the two guys, they might be 100 pounds. Smash and Bird. Put a stopwatch on. Well, it's actually funny. If you guys were here, our funniest stopwatch moment here has been the Max Caster Invitational. I'll never forget the time I warned you guys that we had an ad coming up in a minute. And the match didn't last until the ad break started. Not finished, started. Oh, you got Collision on now. Congrats. Yeah, it's a fun show to watch, right? Like, I'm surprised this match is taking as long as it is. Used to watch a lot of early Collision when it first aired. I feel that the original feeling of Collision is still here. It's just done in a very, it's done in a little more stylized way now than it was before. I found earlier that it was very gritty before. Now it's a little bit more. We're actually watching a wrestling show.
I'm here trying to get a word in with FTR before they leave the building here tonight. Guys, excuse me. Dax, Cash. What we saw you do to Cope at the pay-per-view was absolutely...
Listen, no. You'll think you're slick, right? Yeah, you got the wool pulled over Garcia's eyes for now, don't you? But we see through your... And we're gonna be damned if we're gonna let you put Garcia in the same position that you put Cope in, alright? Hey. No. Shut your mouth. It's our time to talk right now. A year and a half. I've been waiting for you guys to show your true colors. Huh? A year and a half. True colors. And you finally exposed yourself, didn't you? Huh? You think you can do this to Garcia? Now you shut your mouth.
Wow.
Stop right now. You understand? You think I'm gonna sit by and let you do what you did to Coach Garcia? No! Turn it down! You wanna fight? Yeah. In order to that's what it takes, yeah. Okay. Maybe we do.
Oh, so they aren't leaving. Well, 2.0 is going to get their ass kicked, but it's still...
That we've got an impromptu match that's coming up a little bit later tonight. FTR was leading the building.
Did you see that look?
It's 2.0.
Did you see that look? Maybe that look tells me a little bit here. Well, at least Blake gets an intro. Congratulations to, you know, uh-oh. Oh, is this Kevin Knight? No, it's Anthony Bowens. That's right. My bad. I'm not into the cool music, kids. I'm sorry. I'm still thinking there's Stone Temple Pilots there with that logo. And they're just quickly going to picture-in-picture here. No talk, no anything. That's always great. No, so we're going to get 2.0 versus FTR as an impromptu match tonight. Jade's Addiction's an old... Well, you know what? I'm sorry, but, you know, to me, like, my kind of music's, like, that's young compared to my music. Like, AC/DC is the cool young band. Come on now. You know, Def Leppard. That's the cool rock music that these young kids need to learn a little more, okay? Don't tell me how old I am, McGee. Please. Please try not to tell me how old I am already. Yes, I'm old. I know I'm old. I'm terribly old. Dirt's asking me for advice. Dirty teens, done dirt cheap. I'm pretty sure that FTR knows all about that. So what would happen if 2.0 and Garcia joined up with FTR right now to form their little super faction? Because that look on Matt just... It didn't look right to me. It almost like Matt was trying to make another concern for this. But what do you think? So, like, what do you think about the storylines that have been coming up on here? Like, you go throughout this entire show here, and we're just getting spot after spot after spot, story after story after story. Like, did you see the excuse that they're using for the excuse yet true excuse why they're not on Saturday next week? The start of the NBA playoffs is next Saturday. So TNT managed to get one last shot where they could use that excuse. Why did our film just get completely screwed up here into another picture? Chat, did your video just go completely... Like they completely moved things out of the way there for what they're supposed to be? Like right into another picture? Yep. Well, you're watching the same feed as me, McG. I'm pretty sure you're watching the USA and Canada channel. Thinking about you guys in the States watching it on TNT here. We now have a picture. Yeah, like... This is amazing. How much smaller do you think we can make this tonight? Good thing people have large TVs now so they can actually watch the little segment that's going on. One more picture. So does FTR get Nigel get in Nigel's face after the match? No, I don't think so. Had the same Sony flat screen since 2007. You know what? If a TV works and it's the right size, don't give a toss about TV quality. I agree with you, STG, except up until I bought my new capture card, I agreed with you. Truly, I didn't really worry about, how big my TV. Indeed, it's 40-inch and it works for you. Yeah, exactly. Like, I have a 32 that's a spare. The TV I watch is currently a 55. But as I'm watching, and here's the thing, like once I got my new capture card, I was running a capture card that would only pass through maximum 1080-60. And the picture was good. It was okay, but especially for a game like MLB The Show when I was playing it, it was a little tough to keep up with things a little bit here. I don't know. It just felt weird. Now that I picked up this new Elgato capture card that's 4K 120 for pass-through, like I can actually watch it on TV with that. And now with the new capture card, it gives me HDR capability, which allows me to adjust the brightness and the effects on it, which do help out with the timing sequences and such. It's been night and day on how much better I can play games on the go here. I find it rather interesting. Why would you do something like that? A somersault and a kickback. It's cool looking, don't get me wrong. Maybe that's why they do it, but... But chat, what about the rest of you? When we're watching wrestling, what do you use for it? I use a 55-inch TV for the most part. I got a 27 and a 24-inch monitor for my computers if I need to watch them off my computer instead. But what do you guys watch wrestling off of anyway? Like if you're just watching off your laptop or whether it be your laptop, whether it be a tablet. Because there's so many different ways you can watch wrestling these days. 75-inch Sony, all right, There's either one or two sounds I'm going to give you right now, McG. It's either that one or... I'm going to fix these as I go, I swear. There it is.
You told some of the biggest lies that I've ever heard of in my whole life.
Watching on a 15-year-old 32-inch LCD. Let's go. Excuse me, sorry. Billy's going to come over and clock you, Lee. Like, don't let old man Billy go after you. Sony was my girlfriend's idea. She likes big TVs, giggity. I will give you that. There's no way you let Bowens lose this, right? You're just trying to work on his push right now with Bowens, right?
Connects on the midsection. 50 stone. Wow. Owens is out of it. That is a kick.
50 stone, that's called? I would have called it 31 flavors. He is vanilla baby, you know. That had to hurt. I'm sorry, that had to hurt. That sucked right in the chest. Another awkward spot. Not the worst in the world. This white dude looks like some kid's creator wrestler for No Mercy. Yeah. Blake Christian has been one of the top favorites in the independent wrestling scene, like through GCW and such, over the last few years. He's been in that same atmosphere as Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia. And Billy just clocks Lee. Good night. So he's calling it the mollywop, folks. He just mollywopped him. Whack. Now we're going to get a few quick words. And I know what he's going after. If you watched his socials, he has one picture on the screen.
Has been a long time coming, and it's time to level up. Because what you see before you is AEW's 5-tool player.
I really don't want him to have that next.
Athleticism, intelligence, the look, and the it factor. And I am the pride of professional wrestling, baby.
The guy he's looking for just got his title.
Trademark. To prove I'm the best, I'm gonna prove it to you every single.
The white boy doing the suck it, maybe giggle. Yeah.
So the last question is, who will step up to the plate next and get their ass mollywopped by the 5-tool player? That's a question.
So Bowens actually put on his socials, simply put, just a picture of the TNT title. The I don't want to see Bowens versus Adam Cole quite yet. That to me might be a Texas match. All right, well, Megan Bates coming up next. So Zodiac, make sure you got that aspirin handy. Maybe pop a couple right now just to make yourself safe. Because usually you have a stroke when she comes in, right? And then Caster replied with a pic of the AEW Championship belt. Well, so what are Bowens' 5 tools? He said strength, agility, intelligence. I know the last one was it factor. I'm just trying to remember what the fourth. Left hand, right hand, left foot, right foot, head. I'll give you that. Which head? Ooh. No, I like the look. I like the gimmick. I like how he's starting to put things together here. Just give him a good program to work with right now as he's working towards the TNT title. If he's actually good, if that's his eventual goal here, I'd like to see him work his way up to it, not just get a title shot right away. Like, don't get me wrong, Blake Christian's a hell of a competitor, but he's that one step up from Dark Match that you would get on a show. It's sort of like right now I'm running through that Day of Reckoning, and basically, I'll give you guys a quick synopsis for anybody who hasn't played it. They go from dark matches to Sunday Night Heat to pick your brand. You do the dark matches there, work your way up to singles matches, singles title, tag titles, singles titles, get screwed by your teammates, and then you got to run a gauntlet to win the title. Blake Christian will go to WWE next week, and IWC say he'd be the best wrestler that ever lived in TK Fumbled. Well, that TK Fumbled chat is probably the most asinine thing I have ever heard in my life. Because even, you know, it's funny because in AEW you don't hear those kind of chants. Do you? I don't know if I've ever heard one like that. I've heard that, you know, just screw WWE, there's a difference. But not anything about you fucked up with it. There's proof that they fucked up with people. The wrestlers are more anti-WWE than the fans. Yeah, like, most AEW fans don't care. Oh. Here we go for you, gentlemen. As I see Penelope walk out, looks like she's going to do it.
On Wednesday, Penelope Ford said what happened at Dynasty was a fluke, and that Megan Bain will take on anyone.
You notice Penelope's actually got like the golden leaves that you get from Greece as part of her outfit too now. Don't stare at it too hard, McGee, okay? Just breathe. Settle. Calm. Oh, hi, you... I'll just throw that there. The one thing I like about this generation, though, you could joke about this stuff. You could joke about this stuff, and I know you are in jest. But the thing is, all the women in AEW could go. Like, I think the hardest one we've had in terms of booking is Marina Shafir. And even then, we were just talking about that earlier, like with that Shayna Baszler Bayley segment to start off. Little Mean Kathleen and Kelly Madden. Yeah, this is gonna be murder in the first degree. Hey, PJC, things are going good. I'm still coughing like a son of a gun. Mike, there are 4 women in the ring, and I'm saying hi to all of them. I'm sorry.
You told some of the biggest lies that I've ever heard of in my whole life.
I was thinking about doing this today, having Bane do 2 up.
No, please, no.
I don't know. I'm just throwing out sounds right now, just, you know. That's what Bane's doing as soon as you mention that to her about that, McGee. But at the point she's at, she might just fly away. But yeah, if you're going to make her a beast, that's how you do it. Like, just literally 2-on-1, 3-on-1, 6-on-1. Just pile them in there. No, in all seriousness, McGee, you're right. Like, get her these kind of matches here. They're not as prevalent anymore. Can I unfortunately call this a damn it D'Lo moment? If you guys aren't familiar with the damn it D'Lo moment, it's when D'Lo was a producer in TNA Impact, and he was in charge of booking the finishes, and they would have identical finishes in multiple matches, and that's a very big no-no in wrestling. Well, we just had that here. The only difference is the Gates of Agony had to use 2 men on 2. Megan Bayne just dominated. I do appreciate the tan on Megan, just because if she is going to be that goddess, she's got to be kissed by the sun properly. Not that Son McGee, get your mind out of the freaking gutter. Oh, this is going to be fun. Just watching what's going on here. Well, Greeks are a bit darker than Penelope Ford, yeah. I love OSW bringing the... That's exactly where I got it from. Damn it, D'Lo and Brett's Rope. It is absolutely great that we're doing that. And that's what I've been using here, so... So, chat, since we got a little break here, and Kevin Knight's going to get a match where he's going to trout somebody... I want to ask you guys a serious question. You guys are here for games, so especially WWE. Like I said, next week we're starting a playthrough of A Day of Reckoning, right? I've done the first 3 parts I've already recorded. Would you prefer stay with WWE 2K25 My GM on both nights of the week? Or maybe one night a week, bring in and continue my playthrough of Day of Reckoning. Like, say, do it after Collision instead of... Oh, AR Fox. All right, this could be a fun match. AR Fox always looks like he's so concerned about the fact he's going to die. Makes you wonder how long this match is actually going to be, because we got 3 matches left here tonight yet. We still got FTR versus 2.0. We got Athena and Harley. And then we got Takeshita and Brody. So... This match is going to be fun. Well, a lot of people haven't seen what Kevin... By the way, Kevin Knight announced on socials this week that this will be the last Best of Super Juniors that he's going to be involved in, because he's moving up to the heavyweight division in New Japan once this one's done. Which I don't blame him. He wants to get his name out there. Omega did the same thing, right? Because forever, Omega thought he was going to be stuck in the juniors division. Because he was a junior heavyweight champion for a while there. Well, let's play counter, 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 counter. All right, that's unique. I thought he was going to crush himself on the stairs. Can you imagine Takeshita and Fletcher in the finals of the Owen? No, I cannot. No, I cannot. Just because, you know, to have that match, Callis, I think, would go absolutely insane. Honestly, I think he'd go for a double countout. Both of you won because both of you didn't get pinned. Therefore, both of you get to go for the World Heavyweight title. That would not surprise you one little bit. Yeah, in terms of combinations right now, it looks... Honestly, here's my prediction. We're going to get Jack Perry taking on Will Ospreay in the final, and the Bucks are going to do everything to try to help Perry to win. And Ospreay's going to get over. Perry's going to look like $1 zillion. Because I think it's pretty obvious that Perry's 95% chance going to be the wild card. And that's the only way that you get Hangman to lose, honestly, in that first round for the wild card, is you put somebody in there that the Bucks can allow you to get screwed over by. So then Swerve got screwed over by the Bucks. Hangman will get screwed over by the Bucks. Then you get Hangman and Swerve both out there helping Ospreay get the title shot, which could eventually set you up for a blood and guts match involving both of those teams at the same team. Can you imagine those two working together in a match like that? That's like having the Joker and the Punisher of the same team trying to come up with who can mangle the other guy more. And I mean on the other side, not your side. But yeah, I like the fact that we are taking a nice leisurely pace here in terms of getting our stories together for the pay-per-view, because nobody's really talked about the pay-per-view yet. The only mentions that we brought up about Double or Nothing so far are the fact that the winners of the Owen Hart tournament are going to be the ones who are going to be fighting for their spot at All In during Double or Nothing. Which I understand, to everybody in the city of Calgary, they're a little disappointed because, well, frankly, they have nothing to cheer for in Calgary anymore because, well, Lord knows their hockey team didn't make the playoffs. Their basketball team doesn't start till May. Their football team, well, you know, they might be going to the glue factory soon. And, well, baseball left the town a long time ago. So, it almost feels like Kevin Knight could go for a drop kick, spin around and drop a leg on the guy after he's hit the ground. Still in the same spin. This crowd's trying to get involved with him, but it just doesn't look like it right now. Little sky-high powerbomb. Shout out to D-Lo once again. Yeah, that match between Kevin Knight and Ospreay was absolutely pretty awesome as we were checking it out. Uh-oh, Fox going for the... No way. Fox already took off his do-rag. That is not a good sign.
Everyone was talking about Kevin Knight after Dynasty, after Dynamite, but AR Fox.
Or his wristband slash do-rag.
He wants to usurp this man and build on his momentum.
Now the crowd's starting to get into this a little bit. Oh, look out. These guys go back and forth here. Jesus, all right. Now we're starting to wake this crowd up here a little bit. A little bit of fancy move, it'll do that. AJ Styles, eat your heart out. I guess he does a clothesline instead, so I will forgive him for the difference between the two. What, Kevin Knight's 7-1 now? The only loss was to Fletcher? Or to Ospreay? So, we're not going to get the heavyweight title defended. But we may have the tag titles defended. We're going to get the TBS champion on the show. We're going to have the ROH champion on the show. AR Fox is too impressive to keep being an enhancement talent. He's in that Blake Christian range right now. Dax having that fight there, right? Dax is going to come out and beat up Shivani again here, that's all. So they make a stable with the Bucks. No, I think we were talking about maybe MJF again, bringing up the old stuff again. I'm really happy that Daddy Magic actually got some tights tonight. Because he's been fighting the jeans the last few weeks. And Garcia just looks pissed. The other thing is here, if Garcia wants somebody to go after the Paragon. Because I know Menard and Garcia haven't been seeing eye to eye for a lot of things. Because it'd be Garcia that attacks Shivani. If I was there, I would literally be trying to pull Parker right over. Oh my God, Menard's bleeding and it hasn't even been 30 seconds yet. Is he trying to do his Moxley impression here?
Daddy Magic has been opened up. Caught a right hand. Oh my God, look at that. To the nose, I think perhaps, or his forehead. Again, all the two that these two men, Dax and Cash, did for Western North Carolina during the flooding in the Asheville area.
It's like that all went to crap. Everything that they did for that.
Stewards of their community, and now
Well, at least hopefully they got a couple spare canvases on underneath, because Lord knows what they got right now is not going to help them. Daddy Magic looks a bit out of wrestling he's never exactly been in the best of wrestling shape to begin with. It almost makes sense why he was wrestling in jeans, because he's not really the red badge of courage. So they didn't even let Edge do anything here. Now they're going to do the stuff pile driver and end it. See, now this is... So this was what, 2 minutes? And of course, Cash goes for the stomp on the stomp on the you know what certain part. This part. Garcia's going to turn on him right now. Never mind. Oh, God, that's going to help. Oh, yeah, let's bring out security guys. All of it. All right. Now we're getting Paragon versus... That'll work. So we're going to get Roderick and Kyle versus FTR. You tell me that isn't a match we want to see again? Because we got that before, right? Or was that Fish, specifically Fish and O'Reilly? I love how many fans are telling them they're number one. As we hit a commercial break here once again. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out here. It just ended up being a dead spot there where literally you just sit there, you're like, what the frick is going on here? Now, it looks like we finally got our answer as to where the story's probably going to go now. Where we end up getting the Paragon, the new Undisputed Kingdom, named for the trio. Take it on FTR in some way. Maybe they find somebody else who's going to be taking on Cole for the TNT Championship. That could still be the Bowens thing playing out as we go along here, but I think there's a million different ways you can play it right now. And like I said, the best thing is we have time. We have lots of time. We have a little less time next week because it is on Thursday instead of Saturday, but we still got time regardless. So, but I do want to give a special shout out to AEW for the very the very smart move of having NBA playoff make me move my TV to Thursday on WrestleMania week. Very smart move in that case. Plus, also, I do think that we are going to be moving to Thursdays once NBA on TNT is done. Maybe as soon as All In. Like following All In, they could be running on Thursdays permanently at this point. Be interesting, but what would you guys think of they moved Collision to Thursday, so wrestling would be on Wednesday and Thursday for you? Good idea, bad idea, other idea? For me, honestly, it's a little sucks to me personally. I enjoy these Saturday night wrestling shows, but there is so much that you're going up against. Like the fact you could actually go and have a life on a Saturday, especially on the West Coast, because, especially on the East Coast where this runs at 8 Eastern. Here, at least, it's only 6 o'clock, so it's not that bad. If you want to go out after, it's still 8 o'clock. It's relatively early for you young kids. When you're the old fogey like me here, that's a little late. I'm a BC guy. I have no life on a Saturday. Well, in BC, what? It's a 5 o'clock start, finishes at 7. You got all the time in the world. Lord knows you got plenty of time without the Canucks in the playoffs again. All right, now we're coming back. What do we got here coming up? That's what I thought. We got to get right into it. Athena versus Harley. This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. But yeah, Athena here. Like, it's one of those stories that you almost feel is too obvious, which might not make it, like, it might not happen because it's way too obvious. The Athena versus Mercedes match they can play in Boston next week. So what do we do for Celebration next Wednesday, folks? What is that coat she's wearing? Oh, it's a heart. Never mind. No, I expect this to be a good match. It'll be a fun match, an okay match. Harley's done so much over the last couple of years in terms of improvement. I don't want to give any credit to Bully Ray, who's been training her a lot more, but unfortunately, got to give the devil his due sometimes. Harley's great, but this is Athena's top. Yeah, like, honestly, everybody wants to see Athena versus Mercedes on Wednesday, so for me, it feels like we're just lining up for that. But it also feels like we're lining up for a singles match for the title at All In. Like, how often do you see an ROH wrestler at a press conference for a show on an AEW show? When they made the announcement for All In to be at Texas Stadium, or at Globe Life Field, Athena was there. I think it was Athena, Sting, Mercedes, Swerve, and Danielson were the ones that came out for that show, or that press conference. They're trying to do this spot. Harley's not used to it, so even Harley's looking like, yeah, I know, that wasn't the best. You can see that face isn't like full smile, it's about 3/4. I think it would have been suicide. TV suicide to have you on next Saturday, because I'll tell you point blank, I wouldn't be here. As much as the build-up is horrible, I'm still trying to figure out what we're going to do for the schedule this weekend, because I got to work Friday night. Saturday and Sunday are both WrestleMania, so you probably don't want to see too much. Like, we're all going to be watching wrestling during that time, and I'm not a WWE Sidecast. There's enough of those going around. The only reason I'd do it is if I had to bring McGee on, so he'd have to put WWE over all the time throughout the night. So you'll be watching. Oh, okay, yeah, you'll be. Are you going down there, or are you? Because I know one of us here at Backbreaker gave me PJC's actually going down for WrestleMania. He's leaving on Monday. Oh, you'll be at your parents' Easter Day. That's fair. It's Easter Sunday, too. Like, with everything going on like that, it might be a little mini vacation for me here. That's why I think we might run a double stream on Thursday. And frankly, I might be running, like, I'm not streaming tomorrow. Well, I'll get to the details in a bit, but I know I'm not streaming tomorrow. We might stream right through till Thursday, so be working, but I'll catch you oh, there you go. Fair enough. Because frankly, I want to get through Link's Awakening now, because it looks like time to play Split Fiction's about to open up here in the next few weeks, so want to make sure I got a lot of time available to do that. Just the playing part there is got our schedule opened up a little bit here, so hopefully we're able to do that. Suikoden? No. I looked at that game and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. Like, if anything close to, like, I know it's not a complete Souls-like, but any game that's even close remotely like that, I think the only ones I've actually been able to stomach are the Bayonetta series and, Stellar Blade is probably as close to one that I've been doing. one of your favorite RPGs. And that's fair. Everybody's had a different taste. And, you know, for me growing up, it was sports and fighting games. It's turned into a little bit more of RPGs now for me, and more of the conventional ones, I think is the best way to put it. Zelda's my favorite series, and fighting games that's fair. Yeah, I had to use up my Switch Gold coins this week, so I picked up, I think it's Guilty Gear Xrd. Was on sale on the Switch for like $3 or something. Does NBA Jam count? Absolutely it does. Between NBA Jam Tournament Edition and NFL Blitz, those are like two of the best sports games ever created, period. I will call that right now. Throw an NHL hits in there. Or Wayne Gretzky's 3-on-3 hockey. Also played NHL 96. Yeah, those are... The NHL series is always okay. You have to have a taste for those kind of games where they're literally... Like they're trying to be simulation games versus complete arcade style. Harley with a nice flip into that pin. Did online team at AHL 10. Nice. Well, I'll tell you here, when the GameCube comes open for the Switch 2, I'm going to be looking at a little bit of Mario Strikers when it comes up. So there were 6 of us, so when we played online, nice. It's always nice when you get together with some friends and play some games. Like, eventually we are going to get into a 2K25 MyGM online with a few of us. Just want everybody to get the opportunity to get the game. We're going to go through a little bit of a dry run so everybody can see what's going on and how it works. That's why we're doing our solo run right now. We're all different phases. Like most now are married with kids. That's fair. Can't have those late night games anymore. Huh? Oh no, I'm on Xbox. Don't worry. I wouldn't even care if you waited until you got a sale on it, Zodiac. To be honest, like I said, there's the solo run's not going anywhere. I know Vic wants in too, so. All right, STG, you never have to tell me you got news. Just go ahead and fire the news. Oh, nice. I don't even know where I'll be next week, let alone in August. This is probably where we're going to get close to the end here. Oh, here we go. Oh, she did. Oh, nice. Athena literally telling Harley what to do. That is funny. Labor is available and better in Edmonton. Yeah, of course it is. No. Belly to back driver. Shivani trying to call this match like a match, and he's still having it ever since he got his life scared in front of him. Yep, we're paying up the yin-yang. Of course we are. Well, the way the American dollar's dropping while the Canadian ones are going through the roof here. Oh, look out. Harley just not used to this level of fight. Any recommendations for restaurants? I'm really a chain guy, so it's not really either chain or home. If I think of anything, I'll let you know. Oh, God. She wanted that done properly. Okay. That was like a fisherman's V trigger there. Oh, that's it. You're done. Good night. No, Athena's doing a great job carrying her through this match. Harley, once she got to the deep water, was having a little bit of trouble, but it's not the worst in the world. So we're getting this dream match on Dynamite in Boston. You tell me that ain't the main event? It's a fact, it's a fact, it's facts, it's facts. No, Athena's just a testament. Like, she's been handling that ROH roster. She's been doing this for, what, 3 years now as champion? Making every single person on that roster look amazing. Sorry, guys. I hate this cough all the time, but try to get rid of it, but it just doesn't want to go away. Athena's theme reminds me a ton of Seven Dust. Isn't that who she wanted to get for it? I thought that's originally what she asked for, so. But you can't always get what you want all the time. But yeah, as per tradition here, it's a little shot in the dark for a lot of this stuff, but I just want to give you guys a roundup of what we're doing here. For those checking out on YouTube, once again, thank you for checking out there. Make sure you hit the thumbs up and make sure you hit the subscribe button as we go along here. After we're done here, exclusively on Twitch, we are going to be doing Week 8 of WWE 2K25 by GM mode. It is, we'll get to that, Zodiac, in one sec here. We are on basically the go-home show to the go-home show, so we have to have our feuds finalized and ready to go for the go-home show now, which is the new rules are going on. No stream tomorrow. I'll be streaming on Monday with MLB The Show, hopefully. Tuesday, TBA, with everything going around all over the place here, we're probably looking at... I might actually do a Link's Awakening stream on Tuesday. Depends what time I get home from work and all that, so... stay tuned to the socials. Make sure you hit follow on Twitch. Next time we're going to be live both on YouTube and on Twitch is going to be next Wednesday with AEW Dynamite, the spring breakout show that we've been talking about here. We'll be doing that as well as the go home PLE to the PLE. So Wednesday, we'll be doing Week 9, which will be our big show. Then we'll do Thursday, we'll do AEW Collision, followed by Week 10, which will be the Money in the Bank PLE. And then we're probably going to be off stream. I might do a late stream Saturday. If WrestleMania is about as good as I expect it to be on Saturday, I'll probably do a stream after just so we can vent. Just play it by ear, folks. Odds are next stream will be next Monday after that. Just because, well, we all have lives. We all have. Let's face it. We're watching WrestleMania. I got a few channels that I would recommend going to watch WrestleMania with. Like Nick's is also Nick's a great one here. He's been in the chat so far a couple times tonight. I know a lot of the bigger streamers are out at Mania, so I haven't been able to check exactly who's going to be there or not. So for some recommendations, if you need them, just ask me and I'll send you some good directions for watch-alongs and such. So, but once again, everybody, thank you for being here. I appreciate you.
Sorry the money train skipped your pathetic town. But the next stop for me in the Owen Hart Foundation tournament is in my hometown of Boston. That's right, you know, it was
Mercedes literally looks like she just woke up here in this promo.
my debut in the city. And it was in that very moment that I had the biggest dream of holding all the championship gold. And now the money train is only 2 stops away from All in Texas. And Athena, you are just a speed bump on my track to success. The forever Ring of Honor champion. Athena, you are one of the very best of all time, and you proved that tonight against Harley Cameron. But you're competing against me. 4 belts of Monet, the greatest TBS champion of all time. So this Wednesday at Dynamite, I'm going to show to you why money changes everything. And the best woman will win. And that woman is me, darling.
So yeah, we're going to get... I think Mercedes wins it by cheating, and Athena costs her the cup at Double or Nothing. But yeah, going back to your comment, Zodiac, thinking Swerve Strickland, that might not be the worst idea in the world, but do you want to waste a match like that? It'd be a hell of a pop, hell of a surprise. Oh, I saw the highlights of this, just like they're showing right now. Yeah, Nats fan, that's the most common theory right now, based on everything that's going on. But Zodiac's bringing up a good idea. You bring up a Swerve, and the fact that Swerve has been getting in Hangman's head a little bit more here, that could be a very intriguing matchup as well. So, I wouldn't hate it. It makes it interesting. Also, think about the story. Does Josh Alexander join the Callis family? Chat, what do you say? What say you? Wildcard is Daniel secretly? No, his neck is legit. His neck is legit toast. So... good to see Julius show up in a corner for once. I know what you're talking about. Christopher Daniels. No, his neck is legit toast. Don't see Alexander join the Callis family? It'd be an interesting way to come into the roster, letting Callis talk for you. And starting to work on getting a little TNA stable together. Wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. Do I think it'll happen? Who is Callis teasing on Wednesday? He just basically said open invites are there. Once again, it's like one of those you bring it up just because you can kind of deals.
The winner will face Will Ospreay in the semifinals. Kyle Fletcher's advanced on the other side. He will face the winner of Hangman and a Page.
I just don't think there's anybody that's coming out right away about it.
Here we go. Both big men tie up. In our feature bout in the Owen Hart Tournament men's division. This should be nothing less than a slugfest.
Hell of a main event. Brody King, 6'5", 285 pounds. Konosuke Takeshita, deceptively large as well.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Oh, God. This is your meat division. I'd almost say beef versus sushi, but that would be insensitive of me to do that.
Absolutely commanding presence. Has more tattoos than he has
really like it, it's funny because we're talking about how AR Fox is so good that he doesn't deserve to be an enhancement talent. In many ways, that's what Brody King has become here too. Like he just doesn't get the opportunity to get to that next point here. So, but yeah, Nick, you're since you just popped in here, you're streaming WrestleMania, right? You're sidecasting WrestleMania. Oh, they're already starting on Sunday with Last of Us. Okay.
Last of the 8 competitors in the men's side of the Owen Hart Foundation tournament.
Nigel, you're trying to feed lines, but you got to remember there's one more match.
His fellow Don Callis family member
What if the wild card was Cedric? That would be fun.
in the tournament.
All right, I want to make sure I get this out there then, because there were. I don't know if you were in here, but we were talking about it during my setup here. If you aren't following out Nick, please do so now. Like I said, he'll be doing a sidecast of WrestleMania weekend, all weekend. He does a great job there. Yeah, because I said I'm probably going to be going blind for those 4 days. I work Friday night, then, well, I might get on Saturday just to, I might get on Saturday after just to bitch about how bad the show was. Brody just deserves so much more, damn it. Oh no, STG, I'm on salary. See, I know it's just another day. Plus, I'm working. That's a 36-hour shift for me. So, I want Brody as a word champ. Somebody, yeah, like. You know what? Brody deserves to be up there. Like we've been talking about this for so long, but. Salary so pro and con, yeah, like basically sometimes you just have to be available nonstop, but and I believe it, to be honest, STG, I think it's 32 hours. Essentially, I work 2 days in a row, but I have an on-call in between from 4 p.m. to 6 a.m. So if anything happens, I'm the one who has to go. So I think I got 1 or 2 Friday on-calls coming up here in the next 3 weeks. And then I got a lot more Monday ones coming up once we get into the last of May here, or into the latter part of May. So I'll let you guys know. We'll make sure schedules are out nice and quick. So yeah, I'm a car wash repairman for a company, so repairman, gopher, all that great stuff. So when people ask me to play car wash or cleaning simulator, whatever you want to call it, hell no. I worry about that stuff at work all too often, so I don't want to deal with it now. So yeah, just a reminder, if you're watching on USA right now, I just love the irony of car wash in Edmonton. Wow. Actually, you'd be surprised how busy they are. You really would. Just a reminder, if you are in Canada, we are just over 2 weeks away to vote. If you can get in on the early voting, do so. I don't care who you vote for. I know I have a preference of who I'd like you to vote for, but frankly, nobody has a right to bitch if they don't vote. So go vote, one way or the other. I don't really care which way you vote. Just go out there and make your opinion expressed. We always do it here. But I guess you're allowed 1 month of sun a year. Well, You'd be surprised right now. We were in the high 50s. We were in the high 50s today. Like in Celsius wise, we hit 15 degrees for the third day in a row. These couple overnights here, we've been getting down to zero. So we do have a lot of people from the States here, STG. My apologies. So that's why I go with the Fahrenheit usually first. Because typically on a Wednesday night, I do have quite a bit of Americans here, so I like to make them feel comfortable, so I use their temperatures. But yeah, currently we're probably around... My position is voting is your responsibility. No matter what you believe, show up to the ballot and box and vote. I'm with you, Zodiac. Like, it's your responsibility. And I see so many people, voting doesn't matter. Well, don't bitch if you don't vote. Straight up. I just care about that. Just don't bitch if you don't vote. Because if you didn't vote, it's your own damn fault this happened. $20 years ago, yeah. Literally, the voting station for me, if I don't hit the advanced polls, is literally maybe 200 steps away from my apartment. Unfortunately, I have to cross a school field to go through that. And, you know, when you're an old man walking through a school field during a school day, people look weird at you. Or go with the lockdown, one or the other. Yeah, Zoe, I'm with you on that. Is it a chain of car washes open? No, we used to be, but we're not anymore. However, we do get after-hours visitors quite often. That's why you have to be on call 24/7. Well, certain people, you know, best way to describe it, and I know we're taking away from a great match here. How many of you in the chat have watched Trailer Park Boys movies? Oh God, that was a shot. If you watched the Trailer Park Boys movie, there is a scene where they try to steal the money out of the gumball machine by tying a rope around it and yanking it out of the building with a vehicle. Well, since that movie's come out, people have gotten the bright idea to do the same thing, except with that, they're using the ATMs in gas stations. That was not a raging fire. There's a blue thunder bomb. God damn it, Tony. What's that way that they do that? Oh, I had somebody come in and steal 5 packs of cigarettes. Broke our window and they broke our door window and literally came in for 5 packs of smokes. Could have stole our whole smoke machine, but stole 5 packs of smokes. Honestly, it's the economy right now. Saved them $100, exactly. My God, Brody. And that King Kong lariat. Jesus. But once again, everybody on Twitch, if you see that link there for our YouTube channel, make sure you give it a subscribe. Oh, God. No, it's the Gonzo Bomb. Dante's Inferno's the tag move. We're getting there. Don't think I told you what Takesh. Both these guys need to be pushed more. Oh, both these guys know. All they know is stiff. Like Takeshita comes from DDT. They don't hold anything back. Oh my God. Wheelbarrow suplex out of that? Jesus. Deadlift wheelbarrow. And Julia's like, what the hell? This is awesome right here. If Takeshita ever became AEW champ, I'd lose my shit. Yeah. I honestly think it's coming. It's just... They got to get Ospreay the title now. They got to ride that momentum right now. That's why I feel it's going to be Takeshita Ospreay and then Takeshita or Ospreay Perry. Holy hell. Yeah, like Takeshita is just like on another level. Make sure, if you haven't seen it, Nick, check out last night how he beat Tanahashi on the... it took like 6 knee strikes to take Brody out. So that makes Brody look like an absolute beast. Makes Takeshita look like an unstoppable monster. And folks, we get Takeshita versus Ospreay in a semifinal. Just think about that. We had him involved in the triple threat with Omega when Takeshita lost the International Championship. Watch Windy City with your dad? Okay, so yeah, you've seen that. Him and Tanahashi. We're getting it Wednesday. And we're going to get the wild... Yeah, that makes sense to me. Hangman and Wildcard next Wednesday. Folks, I'm looking at Wednesday's card here. Coming up. Somebody get me a goddamn cigarette, because I'm going to need a few after watching that. I love the fact that they have to end the night having Ospreay and Takeshita right on their screen. With the, just to advertise that. So here's the question. It is in Boston. Do you do the Athena Mercedes main event, or do you do Ospreay Takeshita main event? Which one would you do? AEW's not fucking around this week. No, not at all. This is Mania week. We've been chatting about it here, right? Money for the main. Let me. I'll let you guys throw. I'll let you guys throw in all your comments, and then I'll give you my thoughts here. With the fact that we've been in here for a good while here. We have been talking about how night one of Mania is so underwhelming right now for the booking and the anticipation for the card. There is a very high possibility that when people talk about Mania week, they talk about how great Wednesday was compared to what they see on Saturday. Do you know what kind of slap in the face that would be to WWE for that? I understand there's tribalism. And personally, I hope everybody succeeds, but I feel that if Tony Khan wants to put a statement, he puts a statement on this too. Like you got GCW, TNA. These cards are lining up to be amazing, but the difference between GCW and TNA versus what you're getting with AEW is the fact AEW has a national TV broadcast program. And if AEW could show up like this and have their program make First Night WrestleMania look overproduced and overhyped, that will say a lot. And don't tell me that the non-diehard WWE fans are not going to say anything about it. I will guarantee you they will. But as to my question earlier on which one mains and which one starts, I think you get a real screwy finish between Athena and Mercedes, which will set up another match at All In between the two. I think Mercedes wins, but I think she wins through nefarious means. So I would actually lead the show off with that. Because when you have a screwy finish, you got time to let everything else digest through it. Because what? We're getting the Gates of Agony and the Hurt Syndicate. You throw that out there, people are going to chat, we hurt people for 5 minutes, and basically the stink off the women's match, if there is any, will actually go away quite a bit. You put Ospreay and Takeshita and give them 15 minutes and say, go nuts. Just to close off that show and make a night that everybody considers memorable. My God, that will be amazing, to say the least. But you know what? The only way we're going to be able to find out the answer of what is actually going to happen is to actually watch what happens. So thank you for everybody for being here for this first half of the show here tonight. For those on YouTube, we're going to sign off right now. For those on Twitch, hang on. We're going to go to a break right away, and we are going to fire up 2K25. But next time we're going to be here live on YouTube is next Wednesday for AEW Dynamite Spring Breakthrough. I hope you guys all have an opportunity here to stop by and check things out. If you're interested in our WWE 2K25 stuff, come over to twitch.tv/MikeTheRef, and we will be coming up in about 5 minutes with another week of top-notch wrestling. But with that being said, thank you, YouTube, for being here. Always appreciate it. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe. And we will see you all here on Wednesday on the AEW Dynamite Sidecast. Take care, everybody.